I would really be shocked if this judge gave him a prison sentence for this.
I mean, MAGA Nation will go nuts. I don't know if that's a reason to or not to do something, but they will.
Yeah, but one of the things about this apocalyptic language that you hear from all of these, the Amen chorus, is they really are inviting violence, and that's a big concern of mine. And Trump is completely unrestrained in suggesting that maybe that's appropriate. I mean, he hints that all the time. That's how he got in trouble on January 6th, and he's doing it again because I think he's more desperate now than he was then.
But if they put him in jail, I know it'll happen because the judge's name was Juan.
Yes.
Everything becomes racial in this country. You know, that's partly because of our horrible, despicable racial past, partly because some of that racism lives on in the president, and some of it because the far left makes everything racial. But that's what it's going to be. I mean, do you see that movie Civil War that's out now?
I have not. I've heard that I should.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
All right, could you?
I'm sorry.
Just save me 2 hours.
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm sorry. That's a harsh review. The actors are great, but it sucks because they don't explain why we're in the Civil War, and it's just not realistic. First of all, California and Texas are on the same team, and they never explain that. The federal government is fighting the Western Alliance, which is us in Texas. Really? They're on the same side? And, like, you know, it's unclear who's on what side and for what reason. And there's black people fighting alongside of white people. I'm sorry, but
now I don't even have to see the movie.
No, you don't. A civil war in this country, I'm sorry to say, becomes a race war. That's the sad truth about this country. And if they put him in jail, I mean, that's the first thing his supporters are going to say is, oh, that's what it is.
Well, that's the first thing
a black
he will
district attorney, you know, all these people who are the district attorneys, they're black, the judge was not white, this is what it is.
So that he's going to be convicted? Absolutely. 100%. Do I think that Judge Merchan is going to sentence him to prison or to jail? The answer is no.
Right, but do you think you've also said that you don't think he should be sentenced to jail? And
I'm afraid of him going to jail.
Why?
And not for him, not for his safety. That's on him. He's got Secret Service protection. I'm more concerned for you and for all of us and our families than for the American people, because this clown had 4 years of being debriefed on national security issues. On top of that, if he becomes the Republican nominee, he gets debriefed again starting now. Think about this. America, think about this for a second. You have now a Republican leading candidate who is a felon who's going to be debriefed on national security issues, knowing how loose-lipped he is, how he's willing to give away America's secrets to Vladimir Putin or to anybody for money or just simply for bragging rights. He did it with the Australian billionaire at Mar-a-Lago. He sat there in Helsinki with Vladimir Putin talking about national security issues, but nobody else was around except for Vladimir Putin's translator. I mean, these are not normal things. You don't allow somebody like Donald Trump to be declassified, especially now as a felon. So my concern is, in a prison situation, he's willing to give away these secrets, as I always say, for a bag of tuna or a book of stamps. And he will do it because he doesn't care. If America turns against him, he'd rather see America burned to the ground. And that's who Donald Trump is, plain and simple.
That part I believe. That I believe.
It's been very well documented that the former guy, the man behind 34 felonies, Don Shitsy Pants, doesn't like dogs, doesn't like pets. Well, that's kind of understandable because he has enough poodles to fluff their backside, or is it they fluff his backside? Byron Daniels and Marco Rubio don't really understand it, particularly in Rubio's case, where at one stage he had one testicle and stood up to former guy. Now he's like literally on all fours. And as for Byron Donalds, he's like, it's embarrassing. Run into a cable news station, or basically Newsmax and Fox, just to sniff the anal passage of former guy. No other description for that. Somebody who really is making sure that my late mum used to say, revenge is a cold dish of custard. Google that one. Michael Revenge, we should actually call him actually. Michael Revenge is finally, well, I think it's deserved. Bearing in mind, this was the fall guy. This was the guy who actually had to go to prison for Trump. Did. And if he went to prison for a crime which is less than the 34 felons that Trump did, straight question, should Trump be locked up? Would you lock Trump up? If you think, yes, Trump should be locked up, press the like button now. Again, would you incarcerate Don Shitsy Pants?
Not by talking about Donald Trump, by talking about Michael Cohen. I want to take you back to 2019 and something that the late Representative Elijah Cummings said to you in a House Oversight Committee hearing. Take a listen.
I know that this has been hard. I know that you face a lot. I know that you are worried about your family. But this is a part of your destiny. And hopefully, this portion of your destiny will lead to a better Michael Cohen, a better Donald Trump, a better United States of America, and a better world.
Do you feel you're a better Michael Cohen?
I'm a different Michael Cohen than I was. I'll tell you, those words hit me the same way now as it did back then. He's a special man. I'll tell you, a lot of people don't know this, but that night, he called me after, not to talk about the hearing, just to ask me if I was okay. And I said to him, one day I will be. I don't know how long it's going to take, but one day I will be. I'm not there yet. I'm far from okay. But hopefully his words come to fruition one day.
Well, you say you want peace, and you say you'll never get peace so long as Donald Trump is here.
Yeah, I don't believe I ever will.
Inside Donald Trump's prison cell, the surroundings are like any other small, enclosed space. The walls are gray concrete, and a narrow cot with a thin mattress is the only piece of furniture. A tiny metal sink and toilet combo sit in one corner, while a small barred window allows a sliver of natural light to filter in. The sound of clanking bars echoes through the air as guards patrol the hallway outside.
What is... President Trump is 76 years old. He will die in federal prison.
Trump spends his days pacing the limited floor space. The once powerful man now finds himself in a place of confinement.